So today, we're not just going to talk about something cool, we're actually going to build it together right from scratch. So get ready, because by the end of this, you'll have made your very first interactive YouTube effect. You've seen them all over YouTube Shorts, right? Those hilarious filters that warp your face, the ones that change your background, maybe even those little interactive games. Did you ever stop and think, how in the world did they make that? Well, today, you're not just going to find out, you're going to see just how easy it can be. So here's our game plan. First, we're going to build our effect, a fun little space alien. Then we'll level it up by making it interactive. After that, we'll submit it to the world, and I'll even throw in a few pro tips for making it go viral. Sounds easy enough, right? Let's get started. All right, let's dive right in. To make this super practical, we are going to build a space alien effect right now, together, step by step. First up, we'll tackle the basic look. Okay, this is where the magic happens. We're going to bring our little alien to life in just a handful of simple steps, and you'll see just how fast this whole thing comes together. First things first, you're going to open up the Effect Maker and start a new project. Let's call it Space Alien. Now, to get that classic alien look, the very first thing we'll do is add a color filter. By cranking the tint all the way down to -100%, you instantly get that perfect green alien vibe. It's like the foundation for our whole look. Okay, so a green tint is a good start, but we want to be fully green, right? So next up is face paint. You just upload a simple green image and set its blend mode to multiply, and boom, solid green face. Now for the really fun part, the stretch effect. This is where you can get super creative, pulling on different points to create those huge classic alien eyes and a long, kind of goofy face. An alien just isn't an alien without an antenna, you know? So let's add one as an accessory. All you have to do is upload a transparent PNG of an antenna and just stick it on the head. And to really sell the whole thing, we'll use body segmentation. This tool lets us cut you out of your real background and place you right on Mars. Finally, and look, this is a super important habit to get into, use the preview feature. Test it out on a few different faces to make sure it looks good on everyone before you go any further. We've got a great-looking alien, for sure, but here's where we make it fun. We're going to make it interactive. Because a cool look might get a view, but an experience, that gets a share. So, what's the real difference here? Well, a static effect is passive. You just kind of look at it. But an interactive effect, that gives the user something to do, a role to play. It turns them from just a viewer into a player. And that little feeling of control is what makes people want to try it again and send it to their friends to see what they get. So how do we actually add this interactivity? We're going to use something called visual scripting. Now, don't let the word scripting scare you. There is absolutely no code involved. Think of it more like a flowchart, or maybe like building with digital Legos. You just drag and drop blocks that represent actions, then connect them to create simple rules. It's an incredibly powerful and surprisingly simple way to bring your effect to life. All right, so our goal for this section is pretty simple, but a lot of fun. We want our alien's antenna to start shuffling through a bunch of different designs the moment someone hits that record button. And here's how we do it. First, you upload a few different antenna designs as what's called an image sequence. We'll set this whole sequence to be hidden at the start, and we'll set its animation to shuffle. Then, we use our visual script to create a simple rule. When the recording starts, hide our original static antenna and make the new shuffling sequence visible. It's a really simple switch that creates this awesome dynamic effect. That's already pretty cool, right? But what if we could give the user control over the outcome? Let's add one more layer of interactivity that really makes this feel like a game. And this part is so simple, but the psychology behind it is really powerful. We add a tap trigger, which basically tells the effect to listen for a screen tap. Then we just connect that trigger to the pause function of our shuffling antenna animation. And what's the result? The user gets to stop the shuffle and choose their own antenna. That tiny moment of control makes it feel like their creation, which is a key ingredient for making something people want to share. And there you have it, a fully interactive effect. Seriously, congratulations. But it's not doing anyone any good just sitting on your computer. So let's get it out there for potentially millions of people to see. You know what? The submission process is super straightforward. You click Submit, you upload a thumbnail that shows off how cool your effect is, give it a simple, searchable name like Alien Face Filter, and write a quick description. Then you hit Submit, and it goes off for review. In just a few days, your effect could be live for everyone. And this is why this is so exciting. Once your effect is approved, anyone on YouTube can use it in their shorts. And if it starts trending, it can get picked up by thousands of creators and seen by millions, literally millions of people. The potential reach is just absolutely massive. Oh, and just a quick pro tip before you hit submit, keep an eye on the technical limits. You want to make sure your individual files, like your images, are under 5 megs and the total memory for the effect is under 50. This just makes sure it runs smoothly for everybody and passes the review process without any hiccups.
So, your effect is live. Now what? How do you give it the best possible chance of trending? Well, it's not just about luck. There's actually some strategy to it. Let's look at a few ideas that are proven to work.
Funny face distortions are timeless. They just work. They create an instant, shareable reaction. Tying your effect to a cultural moment, like a holiday or a festival like Holi or Diwali, is also a great move, because you're tapping into conversations that are already happening. And right now, AI-style transformations are huge, mainly because they have a massive wow factor. The key is to think about what makes people laugh, what they're already talking about, or what will just completely blow their minds.
And that's it. You now have the complete playbook, from a totally blank project to a potential viral hit. We've built the foundation, but really, the creative possibilities are endless. So, the only question left is, what are you going to create first?